Hey, Abshin, Nivukil. Today, I want to speak about the powerful speech that Jacob Zuma delivered in the Umkhonto Wesizwe Political Party press conference. Guys, you know Jacob Zuma, Msholozi, Ubaba Wetu, the man that mainstream media tried to kill his image for many years, and they failed. They called his presidential run the 9 wasted years, and I must agree with them. It was 9 wasted years for white monopoly capitalists because in the time where Jacob Zuma was president, African people were winning. Let's be honest. White people could not continue to loot the way they were used to, even in ESCOM. So they had to paint him as a bad, corrupt, captured president. Jacob Zuma delivered a powerful speech. He said some key things that I want to highlight in this video. You have to respect this man. Utanda ungatandi.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Because we believe that what stands between us and what we want to do is our inability to unite. It's the oppressed failing to unite. It's people who are unable to do what is right and unite around a principle, regardless of their differences. It's actually why the system sustains itself. It's because the system always throws our own against us, and we allow ourselves to differ about little things and forget about big things. And our biggest enemies as we sit in this room now, if I ask you to close your eyes and think, what is the biggest problem in South Africa? Who are our biggest problems in South Africa? I bet you won't think of Magnus Malan. You won't think of B.J. Foster. You won't think of Adrian Flock. You would think of people like yourself that you've created in your mind as your enemy, when actually it's the system that put us here, and we must be able to do something about it.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King So. I'm your host, Kahiso Hlongwane Zinjiva Sono, and we're back at it again with another one. And this time around, I just want to cover this beautiful talk, because it was a talk. Ubaba Wetu, Jacob Zuma, was talking to the media, who was asking ridiculous, rather foolish questions. And he corrected them because Ubaba knows better than us. Listen, nobody can corner that man. They send him to prison. The black government sent Jacob Zuma to prison for contempt of court. This will go into history. You know what? In the Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture, when we teach history, Jacob Zuma is going to be a subject matter. We have to teach the life of Jacob Zuma to our children so that they can know what a hero really looks like. Now, Jacob Zuma answered some questions that the media have been asking about Umkhonto Wesizwe and about him in specifically. And this is what he says.
There's one thing you are missing, all of you. Because we are asking questions as if you are talking to the organization that has been here from 1960 something, etc., etc. We have not yet even finished a year. We haven't. But the kind of questions you're asking is as if this party has been there. Why are you not doing this? Why are you not doing that? Not a single one of you said, but guys, you have created something that has never happened in the world. Just to be honest, to acknowledge things that have happened. There's not even a single country that had a party with only 6 months that shook all political parties. Absolutely. You don't. You want to find something wrong somewhere.
I said this in my other videos, Guti. The media are just looking for something wrong. The type of questions they are asking is interrogating questions. They're trying to intimidate the MK political party. They're trying to point out as if the MK political party has done something wrong. They're trying to put MK political party in a light that uh, they are a party that does not know what they are doing. That's exactly what they are trying to do. But in honest fact is that what Jacob Zuma is saying is right. There is no political party in the world that was 6 months old that has done or achieved what MK political party has achieved. And I think we should honor and appreciate what that means. I mean, you should sit down and reflect and think about all the millions the Oppenheimers has pumped into other political parties. Or Capitec supporting action, the DA. All of these parties were working around to belittle Jacob Zuma as a nothing political party. People were laughing even before the elections. People were already talking about this is a political party with no structures, with the interim structure and all of those things, just to make where the MK political party seem like nothing. And Jacob Zuma is saying, listen, you guys must be honest with you guys. You must be honest with yourself and say, wow, this political party has done something that is different. And media will never do that because remember, our poor brothers and sisters who are working for the media companies are there because of stomach politics. They are putting food on the table of their children by attacking other African giants and people who want to liberate us in full. So Jacob Zuma is a person that was groomed in the underground of politics. He understands it more than anyone.
Partly because Zuma, as one of those who were trained for underground, when he decided to take actions against his organization, he went underground. And this was part of underground work. That Zuma must not say, I've either done this and done this. Zuma must send some very much unknown people to undertake certain things. Those are the rules of underground. I'm just telling you the story that will be told at the right time. Zuma trusted, as he always trusts people, trusted these people and gave some tasks. Like in the long line of our struggle, there were people who were given tasks, but who sold out. And I can tell you stories about it. So I'm just saying to the one who was asking the question, don't worry. You will get the answers at the right time.
I think all of us can appreciate the level of intelligence that Jacob Zuma had to apply when he was in control. Whether you like it or dislike it or not, you have to admit that it was a high level of intelligence. The ANC could not raise any objections because of the name Umkhonto Wesizwe. The IEC alerted everyone that there's a new political party by the name of Umkhonto Wesizwe. Everyone checked the name and they saw Jabulani Khumalo. They could not link him to Jacob Zuma. They woke up very late to say, "Oh no, you are using our name." You're intelligence at a high level. At a high level, me and you, we have to learn from Jacob Zuma, even in our personal lives, to say some other things you can do them without doing them yourself. Some other things you need to hide them before you bring them to light, because if you expose them too early, then it's easy for other people to block you. You know, umuntu omnyama akafuna ukubona umuntu omnyama aya phambili. That's another disease, because if Jacob Zuma opened this party, the time he made the decision that I'm going to fight the ANC of Cyril Ramaphosa, if he made it public from the word go, it was going to be difficult. But this man waited, and the announcement he made it in December 16. I mean, what type of brilliance is that? So Jacob Zuma is saying, guys, MK is young now. It's a very young party. But there's going to become a time where MK is 1, 2, 3 years old. And then not being part of the MK will be next to foolishness.
That quite a number of you, when this organization will be having few years going up, you will feel that in order to be in Umkhonto weSizwe is almost committing something wrong. Because Umkhonto weSizwe is the final answer of the problems of our country. The final answer. You might, if you are a funny person, try to find reasons why it is not so. But will not find, because it is absolutely correct for us as oppressed people to stand up and liberate ourselves. If we don't do so, we'll be a funny kind of a nation that praises oppression, either indirectly or directly. I can't understand, and I will never understand, that a South African who was here before the arrival of people from Europe, the country was taken, many people were killed in the wars. Finally, the population was driven to the corners, and the whole world of this country was taken, and everybody has everything. Those who came, there's not a single one who has nothing, except the indigenous people. Now, if we are an indigenous people, you want to criticize people who are saying, let us bring our country back. Sure, there's something grossly wrong with us. That's why I believe that with time, we will be together. We will be together. If as a journalist, I would be asking very wonderful questions. How did you come to this idea to help us, because we are in trouble? Absolutely. I would ask that question. Just let us know. Just take us with you so that we can quickly correct the wrongs. I wouldn't be saying, Mr. Zuma, why did you do this? Ask a question which seems to be opposite of what we need to do. And I'm telling the truth. One day when you're old like me, I'm still young though, you will say, that young man was right. What?
And I agree with Jacob Zuma. Instead of asking many questions, we should ask this question to say, Baba, how did you come up with this brilliant plan to open the MK political party? That is the question that we must ask, because I can see what Jacob Zuma is saying, and we're going to play this clip back in the 2020 when is it 2026 local elections. We are going to say things like, after those local elections, after we see the numbers, people are asking themselves, but why are we not supporting MK? Because of how big it will become. It will be clear in 2026 that Jacob Zuma is going to take over this country in 2029. As long as that man is still breathing, I don't care if he's breathing on his deathbed or he's breathing in hospital, breathing in jail, breathing walking around, breathing campaigning. As long as Jacob Zuma is still breathing in 2029, there is no way other political parties can stop Umkhonto weSizwe, especially ANC and what you call the DA. They can't. The DA will cry tears. The DA will cry tears, I'm telling you. So the MK political party is the answer to the black child. It's not my words, it's Jacob Zuma's words. He said it is an answer to the problems of South Africa. That's what he said. He said it's an answer to the problems of South Africa. What problems is he talking about? The problems that face all of us as black people. The problems that you guys know, man. You don't need to be told. So Jacob Zuma took a conscious decision to say, let me put together all of the black parties so we can come into a place of unity and then work towards a common goal because all of us are oppressed.
I took a decision to meet all political parties, black political parties, to talk to them about the destiny of a black person in South Africa. Because whatever we're doing, having our parties, different parties, etc., we're all missing the point that we are oppressed, all of us as blacks. No matter how much we did not understand, we're trying to fight among ourselves, we're missing the point. Because the white population took a decision to take us out of everything in South Africa. We, all of us, not a single one, no matter how you could love them. It is a fact. The British lead the debate with the Afrikaners that black people must never allowed to have rights in this country. They must have no right to vote or to be voted for. They persuaded the Afrikaners after the Anglo-Boer War, and finally they agreed. We must never have these at our level. Now you might deny it if you'd want to. Angineka amanzi lapha ngidala manje. Funa ngihlale ngiphuza amanzi kancane. Ngenzela ukuthi ngikhulumise kwenja nami ngikwetize. Whether we like it or not, it is a fact. It is a fact. You must know. There was a conspiracy against black people not to participate in their country, in running of the country, in being voted for or to vote. It is a fact. It was a discussion or a meeting which was at, what is this place near Johannesburg? Vereeniging. They were having a discussion to bring peace and harmony in this country after the Anglo-Boer War. The decision was taken. Many of you don't know. That's when we made not to vote, not to participate in the running of the country and everything. It's a serious matter. It's not a small matter. It's an old matter, but it's a very new matter. It affects us now. It affected us then. It still affects us now.
Guys, I continue to tell you guys. I don't see what is the reason for parties like I'm talking about the ATM, Vuyo Zungula. How many seats does the ATM have in parliament? Two seats. The ATM could add so much value to the MK political party, and they will still retain their 2 seats in parliament. Maybe even get more. Correct me if I'm wrong, or right or wrong. The MK political party can give some of the PAC had one seat. Unyonso, who has proven to us that he's a sellout, a complete sellout, a joke of a Pan-Africanist, can fall under the MK. That one seat could be retained easily, plus one other seat. Jacob Zuma called all the black political parties and said, guys, let's work together. I know political parties don't want to hear that because everyone wants to be the boss, in regarding to the EFF. EFF is a big movement. People who are following EFF love EFF with everything they have, and not necessarily would want to see EFF become with the MK. But if you were to be honest, African children, we are all oppressed. Whether you are in the EFF, whether you are in the ANC, whether you are in the MK, wherever you are, you choose to put your cross next to your political home. We are oppressed, all of us. Why is it that we can't unite? Why is it that we can't unite? Let's be honest, man. And the sooner we answer this question, the better our country is going to be after 2029 elections. The sooner we answer this question. This division that we have, and I'm not saying that because Jacob Zuma is saying that. I've been saying this. The left-wing parties need to unite, need to consolidate into one force. I've been saying this to the build-up of the elections. This thing of you guys vote, let everyone get his own votes, get his own seats, and then we'll gather and become one. No, there's enough space for all of us, including the ANC, by the way. The ANC that does not have Cyril. I have to highlight that one. So for me, it's people are missing the point, man. People are missing the point. We are oppressed. All of us, black people, whether you are a black person in the DA, a black person in the Freedom Front Plus, wherever you are as a black person, you are oppressed. The white people took everything from us. They took it. Our colonizers took our land, took everything. Guys, we don't have to repeat these things. You know what I'm talking about. But in a lighter note, in closing, Jacob Zuma, and I could have broken this video even more, but let me end with this one. The acknowledgement of Floyd Shivambu.
The interpretation of the comrade who's sitting here that I'm standing next to. This one. You don't know. They're politicians and politicians. This comrade I've known from when he was very young in the ANC Youth League. That's when I picked him up that he is a real politician. His politics, which I defy as scientific politics. This young man. He's a young man to me. Don't worry that he's big than me and all. Honest politician. Honest. Clear political. He takes decisions at the right time for good reasons.
Remember, guys, the MK political party just appointed their top 8 structure, and Floyd Shivambu is being put on a pedestal to say, this young man, I've known him since the ANC Youth League days, and I've identified him as there are some type of politicians, but this type of politician is a scientific politician. Scientific, we know what Jacob Zuma means by that, is that Floyd Shivambu is a calculative politician. He says he takes decisions at the right time. There's a difference between taking a decision and taking a decision at the right time. For example, is if someone is giving you problems at the school, trying to fight you at your workplace, you can fight them on the spot, which is taking a decision. Or you can plan how you're going to fight them and fight them outside the office walls, which is taking a decision at the right time. There is that difference of when you're taking that decision. You see, he says he's an honest politician. Honest politician. I don't know about that, not much, but yeah, man. Besides, because some of us who love the EFF will always feel like Floyd has betrayed the EFF, and you know that honesty and everything. But uh, but for me, yes, I can say there is a level of honesty. One thing I can say about Floyd is that he does not have a bitter heart. That I can say. I can say that one for sure. He's not a bitter human being. He's not a bitter politician. Many other politicians are going to join the MK political party leading up to what you call the 2026 local elections and the 2029 national elections. Many other politicians are going to join because why? There is space for everyone. Now, let me repeat myself when it comes to this Jacob Zuma issue. Jacob Zuma, at the age of 82, has got absolutely nothing to gain trying to fight for us. This old man can sit down and retire. Just think about in your hood, in your village. Just think about how the 82-year-olds look like. Hmm? Do they still have drive to fight for anything, for their cows, for their family? 82 years old. Hmm? I'm asking. 82 years old. Just imagine your grandfathers. All of you who are still blessed with grandfathers and all of that. Look at them at the age of 75, at the age of 80, at the age of 82. How blessed are we that Jacob Zuma decided at the age of 82, where he could have just relaxed with the blue lights that he have, with the little money that he has, because Jacob Zuma is the only president in the history that did not eat with white monopoly capitalists. They never gave him shares there and made him rich. He never sold out. Jacob Zuma could have decided to just relax. I don't care if you say no, he's building a legacy for his family. Show me an 82-year-old who's still building a legacy for his family. Isn't that special? Isn't that also something to admire? Hmm? Where would we have placed Duduzile Zuma if Jacob Zuma was not there? Where? Can't you who have got children, don't you see that as something as special? Hmm? He built this political party from the ground up. He does not have to, ladies and gentlemen. He does not have to build MK. There's no need for him. He has done what he has done. In my eyes, I was still going to celebrate Jacob Zuma, even if he didn't build the MK political party. In our eyes, who are Pan-Africanists, we always consider Jacob Zuma as the best president for African people here in South Africa, compared to Nelson Thabo Mbeki, and let's not even speak about Cyril. What are you comparing when you compare to Cyril? What is it that you will be comparing? You will be a dishonest person. It's unfair to compare Jacob Zuma to Cyril Ramaphosa or any of the other parties. In fact, you can compare him, Cyril Ramaphosa, to Thabo Mbeki. Both sellouts. No respect for them whatsoever. So, for me, I admire. Like I will continue telling you that I'm an EFF person. Always believe in the EFF structures. You've got about Dalimpovo, Mbusisi Mkhobane, abo Mphile Mautwe. You've got your Mbusisiwe, Mbuyisane Ndlozi. You've got intellectuals there in that party. You can go and go Dabo Tambo, Dlamini, Marshall. There's intellectuals there, including Julius Malema. I've always loved that party. I have to admire what Jacob Zuma is doing as an African child. As an African child, I have to admire what that old man is doing. I have to. You see, so one thing that we have that other races don't have is the numbers. That is why we are opening the Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture. We want our children to learn from an African school. We want to give them a head start, man. Give them a different type of education, an education that is going to change their lives forever. So for me, it's very important for you. We said we want only 10,000 people to contribute, only 50 rand. You can contribute more if you want to. A minimum of just 50 rand in Japan, because we've got the numbers. Let's build our own institutions. Let's build our schools. While about Jacob Zuma still doing their thing, when all the other people, the politicians are busy with whatever we're doing, Tina, as the society, let's have a plan B. Let's put our children in a different streamline of education system. Let's give them a head start, man. Please. Make sure that you make your contributions. Those who are getting paid on the 25th, I'm sure you've got the little money that you have, because really nobody's affording. But I understand the African child. Even though we don't afford, we have to do something for the coming generation. We have to. Let's build the Paseta. The designs are already out, where the residential areas, what we're trying to do, the final architectural designs of the school will be out probably next week. So please be patient with us. In the background, we are working. I'd like to thank everyone on the WhatsApp group on this number here who have said, King, we want to be part of the advisory committee. We want to, well, you don't say that. I choose who is there. Working, of course, with my team of the founding members of Paseta. Brilliant guys in the background. They are doing the work. You guys will see what I'm talking about. And also, I would like to, thank everyone in those the Paseta community WhatsApp group, what you call the community WhatsApp hub, where the people are talking about Paseta, our strategic partners and everything. And obviously, we're working with the kingdom of the Khoisan. And we'd like to thank them also for hearing us, or hearing our cry for what we are asking from them, without saying too much. So thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Tell me, what do you think about Jacob Zuma? This old man, 82 years old. What do you think? Is it a good thing that he's still fighting? Do you think Jacob Zuma is the most corrupt president South Africa have ever seen? Or is your perspective slowly changing about Jacob Zuma? Are you starting to see mainstream media for this thing they call tell a vision, how they've been telling a vision and you started believing it? Or you are still not convinced, you are still waiting for? I'd like to hear your thoughts on the comment section. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Until we meet again, don't forget to pray. After you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.